Welcome to Trend Watch, your source for the latest in fashion and style. On today's episode, fashion in all forms, from one-of-a-kind eco-friendly creations that may just be the wave of the future, to the best that this season has to offer, as ladylike looks, be they art-inspired or sophisticatedly streamlined, came down the runway. It's time spring is into action. Bursts of fresh color, relaxed silhouettes, and flirtatious frocks have us looking forward to spring. There's plenty of prints and lots of day wear, so let's take a look at some of the best.
It was a real celebration of the eclectic, whether it was combining prints or extreme shapes or lengths. It was a real season for mixing things up and showing a lot of your personality.
Designers used an artistic touch this spring and gave us a garden variety of florals, in Technicolor at Balenciaga or softer at Dolce & Gabbana.
Another floral that was also very important was the Liberty print floral, which was nice to see at Stella McCartney and Roberto Cavalli.
Tacoon showed a slightly abstracted floral pattern. Michael Kors did a micro-mini floral detail too. Carolina Herrera had appliques, while Ralph Lauren's long dresses called to mind the grandeur of New York's past.
Marc Jacobs' show really set the tone and the benchmark for the most forward-thinking way to approach lingerie dressing, with the clothes kind of falling off and the lingerie being exposed.
Derek Lam showed silk jumper suits, while Burberry's references were more in the detail and corsetry. At Rodarte, it was ethereal, with a play on transparency, lace under tulle, the wispy feeling that lingerie has. Spring is also about the pant, and slouchy seemed to be the desired silhouette.
More easy pants, more menswear inspired, lower slung on the hips, wider through the leg.
It looked great at Philip Lim, as well as at Nina Ricci. Speaking of menswear, it's time to raid your boyfriend's closet. The jacket is a key piece worn over something feminine and sexy.
A little knit jacket with a stovepipe pant and mixing up the plaids, so you have a reference to a menswear fabric and the silhouettes, but it's also shrunken down to the proportion of a woman.
At Christian Dior, Le Smoking is still a classic, an evening trouser suit in sexy slim-cut styles. Safari meets street, as tribal influences show a sportswear sensibility.
Oscar de la Renta is always a real master at taking those kinds of bold, sort of brown, reds, yellow kind of prints and putting them in the most divine cocktail dress.
Derek Lam did tribal with abstracted animal prints, suede, and beading. Diane von Furstenberg, like Oscar de la Renta, had beautiful prints and gorgeous explosions of color. Speaking of color, at Lanvin, soft and unfussy jewel bright dresses floated down the runway.
Prada was an incredible collection this season because of its interpretation of whimsy into day wear with fairy prints and quirky accessories.
Art and architecture not only at Prada, but also at Marc Jacobs with his barely there heels. He also added playful animal brooches to the collection. Lanvin also had a jewelry story with an heirloom quality.
John Galliano did fantastic brooches and necklaces and earrings that sort of had this old world elegance to them.
Nothing sneaky about these chic snakeskin looks, as designers went exotic.
Proenza did a fantastic job of taking exotics and mixing them in with other materials, like just a flat leather or band and some spikes.
So remember, let your personality shine through this season and you're good to go. An all-star lineup, as many of today's top designers sent one-of-a-kind designs down the runway for a good cause. It was all part of Earth Pledge's future fashion show in New York City.
I think that's a really positive place for us to be going, so it was nice to see that on the runways, especially some of the younger designers in the future of fashion.
Veterans like Stella McCartney, Jill Sander, Burberry, Ralph Lauren, Calvin Klein, Donna Karan, Narciso Rodriguez, and Versace all did their part to promote the importance of eco-friendly fashion and used renewable, reusable, and non-polluting materials and methods for their creations.
All these designers from Asford to Burberry, they all pulled out all the stops to produce something gorgeous with the limitation of using a sustainable fabric. Ecologically conscious fashion will now be a permanent part of the fashion landscape in the 21st century.
Barney's, one of the show's sponsors, was putting the final touches on their Madison Avenue store windows that featured some of the designs. The retailer is committed to offering eco-friendly fashions.
We developed our own organic collection, Bloom State for Barney's Green, which we're really proud of. We put in every store. It's all organic and a portion of the proceeds go to environmental cause.
Gilhart was one of the organizers of the Future Fashion Show. Be sure to tune in to more episodes and don't forget to shop the shows.